So 40 fish in total. What are the odds in favor of fish caught by Mr. Erickson being a walleye? So walleye, not walleye, right? So we have 3 walleyes and therefore 37 that are not walleyes. So that's how you would write it. If you write 3 to 40, this would be wrong, okay? What are the odds against a fish caught by Mr. Erickson being a pike? So because of the word against pike, you would have the pike here and not pike in front. I write down the pike first, which is 13, and then I go 40 minus 13 on this side, right? So I write this down first, and so that would be what, 27 to 13? That's really the answer I'm looking for there. What is the experimental probability of Mr. Erickson catching a bass? So that would be 24 over 40. And the word experimental should not scare you because this is based on what happened, right? That's why you can't call it experimental. Okay. Next, so 1 mark each, of course. Next, a business is considering about making a proposal in an upcoming contract with the city. The proposal costs $1,000, but the contract will pay 75. So that's what you win if you actually get the contract. The business owners determine that if they make the proposal, there's a 40% chance that they will get the contract. The probability of winning is 40%. What is the expected value? So you would go expected value, you would go 40%, so you go 40 over 100 or write down 0.4, it's up to you. Times, you would win, that's what you would get paid, but you paid 1,000 to play, remember that. Okay, minus, if it's a 40% chance of winning, then there's a 60% chance of losing automatically, right? That's how it goes. And this would just be 1,000 there. Okay. So I would say I will change the marks a little bit. Change the marks, ready? So if you have these two done correctly, you get a mark for probabilities. If there's a 0.4 here and a 0.6 there, you get a mark. If you've subtracted the cost from the price and it shows up in both ends here, that's another mark. And then another third mark for actually calculating this correctly. So even if you made a mistake here, right, that'd be either one of these would be a -1. Forgetting to take off the 1,000 would be a -1 as well. But then you can still get the third mark for computing it correctly. So 0.4 times 6,500 minus 0.6 times 1,000, right? So now you're ready to grab your calculator and compute this. So that'd be 0.4 times 6,500, and that's 2,600 minus 0.6 times 1,000, that's 600, right? So your expected value here is 2,000 positive, right? That's the number I'm after. If you have 2,000, you know you get 3 out of 3, because guessing this would be very difficult. So don't scratch the 2 here and just make sure this is worth 3 marks for you. Would you recommend the business make the proposal? Explain using expected value. Yes. Why is that? Since the amount is really big. Yeah. Yes. So if you got a negative, you should be telling me no, since the expected value is negative. Yes. Absolutely. Don't go back and forth, because then you're not consistent. Yeah. Yes, since the expected value is really, really big. No, positive. That's what we're after. Gain is expected, right? Gain expected. In the long run, that is. So that's a mark. So what are we? 3 and 3, that's 6, plus 1 is 7 for this page. 7 for this page. And the back is another expected value with more options to win. Okay? You can be guaranteed that there'll be one expected value on the test, right? So here it goes. The spinner is pictured on the of a board game. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 options, right? That's important to note. If you spin yellow, you get $50. If it lands on blue, you get 20. And if this is not spelled, there's something missing. But if it lands anywhere else, you don't get anything. That's what that was supposed to say. So here we go. Expected value. Probability of the first prize would be yellow. So there's one yellow section out of 8. And you would have 50 minus 10. Let's just make this easy. This would be a mark already. That right there would be a mark. Plus, if the spinner lands on blue, there's 1, 2, 3 blue sections. 3 out of 8 would be blue. You win $20, so it'd be 20 minus 10. So the 10 shows up every time. There'll be a 2 mark, another mark for that. And then minus how many sections are 4 are still, they're not going to win anything. You can go 8 minus 1 minus 3. That gives you 4, or just count the ones that aren't yellow or blue and get 4 that way. You have to be able to think of it both ways, okay? Or else you might be stuck in certain circumstances. Another mark for that. Okay, so if you made any mistake here, you go minus 1. If you made any mistake, like a mistake here, minus 1. So that's how we're going to go. And then one more mark for calculating this. 1 over 8 times 40 plus 3 over 8 times 10 plus 4 over 8, which is half, right? Times 10. Oh, sorry, yeah. You're right. Because this is where you lose, right? Minus, yes. Good catch. So what are we at? 40 divided by 8, that's 5, right? $5. And then it's 30 divided by 8. That's 3.75. This chunk minus 5. And I can tell you already, these are going to cancel out. So you actually end up with 3.75 positive. Both are positive. Interesting. Anyways, I don't always think it through when I make them, right? I just like, hey, just throw some scenario at you. But this is what you get. So a mark for that. So this back side is worth 4 marks in total. And that's kind of how the province would be, like, depending on how many ways of winning there are, it's 3 to 4 marks, give or take. So 7 and 4, that's 11, right? Yep.
Wait, don't you have to like times the loss by the cost? Like the last one, isn't it 4 over 8 times 10 times?
No, this is just at the very end. It's just the cost. Here, I'll show you the formula that I gave you. At the end, it's just cost. Or are you talking about this part?
Oh.
Is that what caused the mistake on the first one already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I did this AC, so that tomorrow you're ready for it. So 11. 11. Is your Spanish word of the day.